Hi Glam fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Thank you for staying and trusting us. So today we're going to be focusing on just brows and how to create this gorgeous lip combo. I'm starting off with this my cheek brow tamer to keep her brows in place and put so that they don't move around, and then I'll be drying this out with my powder, just to keep it dry. Then I'll go in with this Hager and Esther brow gel in the shade Nude. I'll be using this to outline her brows, and I'm just going to be focusing on her brow hairline, not below the brow hairline. So I'm just going to make sure I have a very clean and precise line that does not need to be corrected. And I'm going to repeat the same process at the top of her brows. I am not drawing above her hairline. I'm just following her brow shape and just making sure that it pops and making it very clean and crisp as possible. So I'm going to create very little hairline strokes, at the front area, and then just so this looks more natural. I'm not drawing at that beginning part because we want to, mimic her natural hairline and just make it bold. And then I'll go in with my Davis brown pen and I just fill in the brows gently. I am not, drawing. I'm just lightly shading it, to get a bit darker to the consistency that I want it to be. I'm just going to repeat the same process on this other side of her brows. Following her natural brow line, I'm just going to draw the line on her natural brow line, and then at the top do the same thing on her natural brow line. I am not extending it, I am not shifting it, I'm not giving her a different brow shape. I'm just following her original brow shape and just filling it and making sure that it looks good. And then for this other side of the eyes, I decided to use a pencil to create the brow strokes, to create the hair-like strokes. I used a pencil so that in case you do not have a brow gel, you won't say, okay, because I don't have a brow gel, you can use your pencil and do it and achieve the same result. So it's just the technique and not the product. To define her brows, I'll be using the same concealer I used to highlight her under eyes and a flat brush, and I'm just going to take this to clean out the brows. I am not correcting because I had already made the brows neat enough, so I'm just cleaning it out. I'm making sure not to extend it too much to my eyeshadow because I've already done my eyeshadow, so you have to be really careful and don't use too much product. Just very little product is enough, and blend it properly so that there are no harsh lines and there are no demarcations and it's not spoiling your eyeshadow. So you have to be careful. So if you're not a professional, you cannot do this. You can't do this step. So if you know that you're a beginner, please try to draw your brows first before you do your eyeshadow. This is for professionals, and you just have to blend that. And I didn't have to do the top of the brows because it's already neat, so I didn't do the top of the brows. It didn't need any defining. I made sure to make the brows clean enough. I went ahead to blend the rest of her face with the powder, and making sure that everything was okay and nice. So I just blended her out with her exact skin shade of powder all over her face with my brush. And then for blush, I used the CPD blush and just used it to add some more color and warmth to her face, her cheekbones, her forehead area, the bridge of her nose. I just did that all over. For lipsticks, I'll be using these two shades of lipsticks from avourcosmetics. One is brown and one is nude. I'll be using the brown to line her lipsticks. And so after lining, I'm going to be shading it out, just blending it out to diffuse it into the lips. And the reason why you have to blend like this is because you don't want the demarcation between the dark color and the light color to show. So you have to blend the dark color in first before you go in with the light color. So I'm just going to apply this all over her lips and then blend it properly, then come in with the nude lipstick. After applying this nude lipstick, you're going to use the brush of that lipstick first to just ease out the line before I go in with my brush to properly diffuse everything together. Like you can see, I'm already using the brush to blend, making sure that there is no demarcation, making sure that there is no line. Then I went in with a darker shade of lipstick for my lip palette. It's like a dark brown, just to contour around her lips, because my client has a big lips and I don't want her lips to look too big, so the sides of her lips has to stay darker for it to look nice. People with big lips, full lips, it's always tricky doing their lipsticks, because if you're not careful, instead of making their lips look beautiful, you're going to make it look ugly. So usually what works is the sides has to be darker than the middle for it to look beautiful. So I just went out and blended that out, making it look even. Then I went in with this lighter shade of Avour, like a baby pink color. I just popped it up in the middle and then diffused that in properly, just blended it very well, and that was it. I went ahead to set her face all over, and then I also used this Avour waterproof spray to just lock everything in, because she was going to have this makeup all day and I didn't want it to shift. Then I went in with my glow balm from Cosmetics and just used this all over her forehead. I didn't want this around on her face, so I just wanted the glow only on her forehead, and that was where I applied it only. I didn't extend to any part of her face. I also went in with the So Pro in Lola, and this is a highlighter, and I just popped that on the bridge of her nose and on the sides of her cheek, the apples of her cheek, and that just gave a very nice glow. Then I went in to finish up my lipstick with a clear lip gloss. I just applied this lip gloss to blend everything and make everything look sweet. There's this glow that gloss adds to your lipstick. I'm a gloss girl. I don't think I've ever done a lipstick without gloss, okay, unless maybe my client insists, but I always go for a gloss. Then I went in with my mascara from avourcosmetics, to just bring out that spark on her under eyes, and I just did that on both eyes. I went ahead to redo my powder under her eyes. You can decide to use a setting powder or a normal powder to do this, but this is always the game changer to your look. Like, it just pops everything and makes it so sweet, so beautiful. This is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and don't forget to like, to subscribe, to leave a comment in the comment section, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.